Hey guys, today we are going to be talking about the notorious argument debate of teenage girls. Before teenagers were into politics, teenage girls were worried about this debate. Werewolf boyfriend versus vampire boyfriend. Without further ado, let's talk about it. As much as I want to just, kill stereotypes about teenage girls and all that, I am just a teenage girl, and I'm sorry. But this is something that's been heavy on my mind, and I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. It's because I've been seeing a lot of Twilight edits.
You're really good at everything but head. I don't want your throat.
And I actually have never watched Twilight, and I never plan to, because I know that she chose Edward, and that pisses me off. So... because I know if I was in her shoes, Edward wouldn't even be a question to me. It would be Jacob, and Edward would have to fuck off with his weird ass self. However, I've never watched it, so this isn't really going to be based on that. It'll probably be brought up a lot, but it's not going to be based on that because I've never watched it. So first, I'm just going to talk about physique and body and looks. Okay, think about a vampire. Okay, a vampire, not how they're portrayed in Twilight, but they would be skinny because they have no muscle because they're dead, and they would have no blood in them, so they would be ice cold. Ew. Okay. They would probably have very long hair and very long nails unless they kept up with it, because they're dead and a lot of dead skin cells. I actually don't really know how that works, but but in theory, in this mystical, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna think about the logistics, okay? These are fake fantasy creatures, you know what I mean? So think about that. So I guess they can be hot if that's your type. Skinny, cold, dead looking. That is some girl's type. That's not my type. That's not my type at all. Let me switch to the werewolf side. Okay, so he's gonna be big. He's gonna be big, he's gonna be strong. I'm not really into hairy guys, fun fact, which is kind of ironic because I'm team werewolf and I don't like hairy guys, and my thing is just keep it tame. I don't want armpit hair. Is fucking nasty. If you have an unshaved ass, that's fucking nasty. Shave your ass. What are you doing when you wipe after shitting? Are you just wiping are you just wiping the shit into the hair? No. But anyway, so if he maintained it, fine. Obviously he can't in his werewolf form, but we'll get to that. So my second point, a vampire is a vampire all the time. So a vampire is going to be a vampire for hundreds of years. A vampire is once it's that, it is that for ever. It's eternal, is that the word for it? For eternity, but they're immortal, not immoral, they're immortal. Immortality, immortal, yes. They can't die. They're gonna be a vampire forever. And unless you let them turn you into a vampire, which me personally, I'm not trying to be immortal. Fuck that. That sounds like a fucking curse to me to be immortal. But guess what? There was probably girls before you, and there's gonna be girls after you, because you're gonna die and they're not. So you either have to be immortal or they fall in love after you. Yeah. A werewolf, on the other hand, they're the same age as you. So a vampire is gonna be 1800 while you're 18, whereas a werewolf is gonna be 18 and 18. They don't go by fucking dog years, you know what I mean? It's not like that. Okay, a werewolf is only a werewolf when there's a full moon out. That's what, once every 9... I don't know. Here's a photo. Okay, so they're only going to be a werewolf one of those on the full moon. So it's they're still a normal person. You know what I mean? They can still be a normal person. Whereas with a vampire, you will have to live your life as a vampire. Even if you aren't one, you're gonna have to live your life as one, because you can't just like go to the store with them. People are gonna be like, holy shit, a vampire. You can't like go on a lake trip with them. You can't like go outside during the day. They'll burn, unless it's Twilight and then they just like sparkle, which still people are gonna be like, oh my god, that's a fucking vampire, and they're gonna be taking so much attention away from you because their skin is sparkling. It makes you look boring. So not me. Can never be me. Whereas a werewolf, he's just like a normal guy. He's just a normal guy who's just like really big and really strong, and yeah, you know? So, and now let's think about cuddling at night. Let's think about going to sleep. Because obviously, or not even just like going to sleep, but just like cuddling in general, because obviously like I'm honestly not that big of a cuddler, but I do enjoy a nice cuddle from time to time, you know what I mean? Cuddling with a vampire would feel kind of like cuddling with a, how do I say it, popsicle? They're ice cold. Did you forget about that? Yeah, you're gonna be cuddling with something that has ice cold. Versus cuddling with a werewolf who's gonna be big and like a literal wolf. A literal wolf. Or just a big guy. So it's like, you know, I don't know. I feel like if a werewolf, I feel like the way that they portrayed how a werewolf would be built in human form isn't really Jacob. It would be like this. That's how a werewolf would be built if it was a person, like, I think. And that is like perfect body type in my opinion. Like hot take, I know some girls are into that like skinny, like withering away kind of guy. I'm not. I like some chub. I like a little chubby guy. Not little, but like, you know. And I like big shoulders. Like, I don't know what it is, but like big shoulders, big nose, big eyebrows. I don't know. Anyway. Also, mind you, the Beast from Beauty and the Beast, that's my favorite prince. I think he's by far the most attractive prince. And so maybe that plays a little role in this. I've known who I was from a very early age, let me tell you. Okay, back to the topic. The only pro that I could think of to a vampire, like the only like pro that like a werewolf couldn't offer me, is he lived through every historical event. So like I could ask about a historical event that like I learned about, and he could tell me what it was like to live through it, as well as like what it was actually like. Oh, that also made me, he would have so many stories, like unlimited stories, and I love hearing about stories. But so that would be pretty cool, but I'm still team werewolf obviously, but that would be a pretty cool plus. Also, I don't really know. I like to eat. Okay, I like to eat. I don't know why. You know how some girls, it's like, oh, when I get with my boyfriend, I'm automatically tired. Oh, when I get with my boyfriend, I'm automatically hungry. Like, oh, my boyfriend's here, I need to eat. I need something to eat. I'm kidding. I need Chex Mix, I need a slushie, I need a Slim Jim, I need popcorn, I need corn nuts, like I need food, you know. I don't know why that is. And if I was with a vampire, he drinks blood. So, and I don't like eating if the other person is not eating. Like, that bothers me so bad. So I'm not gonna do that. But I know a werewolf would feast. Like, I know if a werewolf probably has like a crazy appetite. Like, what kind of dates would a vampire even take you on? Stargazing. Yeah, that's all I can think of. I'm kidding. They probably have a lot of days. It's just like I can think of more with a werewolf. Like a werewolf, like we could like go on a ride through the woods. We could they could take me out to eat, and they can eat a lot, so eat a lot. Well, actually, I thought of 2 for each, so I'm not very good at thinking of dates. Okay. Also, this is another one. with a vampire being 1800 and me being, I'm not 18, but you know, with like you being 18 and the vampire being 1800, think about how different your taste in music and movies and art probably is, because they're from a whole different generation. Like, they have such a different taste than you. Also, think about how probably like racist and like homophobic they are. Not even intentionally, they're just like old people, but like worse, because they're from even further back than elderly. Also, vampires don't age, so if they got turned into a vampire at 20, they're going to look 20 the rest of their life. And I don't know what this theory is, okay, but it's like when you're 10, you find 10-year-olds attractive. When you're 18, you find 18-year-olds attractive. When you're 30, you find 30-year-olds attractive. When you're 80, you find 80-year-olds attractive. So I fear if I was with a vampire and they look 20 the rest of their life, by the time I was 50, I wouldn't find them attractive anymore. I don't know, I've never been with a vampire. Would a vampire drink my blood? No, because that would turn me into a vampire. So are they just out there turning everyone into vampires? And if they're getting it from animals, that's also fucked up. I don't like that. I wouldn't like to be with someone who's harming animals. And a werewolf would love animals because they like are an animal, so they would like extra take care of them. Like one time my boyfriend, we were fishing and it had like rains a lot. Between you and me, actually I enjoy fishing, but not like he thinks I do. I only like fishing if it's with him, and the only reason that I like doing it so much and that I want to go do it is because he enjoys it. But that stays between you and me. Anyway, it just like rained a lot, so there was like overflow. So like there was like this little like mini pond where all the fish were like going for some reason because they're stupid, and he was like fishing them out of there and putting them back into the main one, and he's like, well, it's gonna dry up and they're gonna die. What a sweetie. Anyway, I don't know, I just found that really cute. I actually have a callus on my toe from cheer camp, and it's like coming off, and it's just like bothering me so bad. Anyway, so in conclusion, that is why I would rather have a werewolf boyfriend than vampire boyfriend. I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments which you would choose and like why and things like that, because I am really interested, but I can't be persuaded. Most of the time I can be persuaded on opinions, but I can't be persuaded. I know what I want. I know. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye.